Welcome back to another What If. What if Deku was Wolverine? Part 1. So let's begin our What If. So, if you're already afraid of blood, gore, dark stories, please click away. And if you're not at a certain age over 15 or something like that, I want you to click off, but don't forget to like. And I know some of you are gonna stay. Actually, all of you are gonna stay, aren't you? Yeah, I already know. But let's begin our What If. So, our story starts off with Izuku Midoriya, just a normal kid. He's around 4 or 5 years old at this point of the story. He's going to the quirk doctor to know what his quirk is and see if he's quirkless or if he's not. And this is the day that changed Deku's life forever. So, the quirk doctor doesn't test on Deku. And after that, Deku goes back to his mom and dad. So, the quirk doctor is like, kid, can you please tell me your parents' quirks? And Deku's like, my mom has telekinesis, and my dad has some fire breathing, like a dragon. And do I have their powers? The doctor covers his mouth in brief shock, realizing that they're not related, realizing that his parents are not his real parents, meaning either they adopted him or they legally abducted him as a kid. And the quirk doctor is like, so kid, it seems that you have two different quirks. You've got this kind of bone claws that comes out of your hands. 3 of them. They're very pointy, so don't touch them. And your second quirk is immortality, high regeneration, meaning you can't die. Oh, no. It means that some point in your life you will see everybody die, but you'll be the only one surviving. Deku's eyes widen. His smile goes down into a frown. His parents are shocked. Hasashi has dropped his pen, and his mouth is wide open. And the doctor's like, I'm calling the police. He dials the number. Hasashi gets the pen on the floor and he stabs the doctor in the chest and takes Izuku into a car. And they start driving him off to the sunset. A couple hours later, the police find out. And they're like, what happened here? I should call the detective. The detective comes in a couple minutes later and he's like, I think it was a getaway plan. Let's check CC's cameras. They check. And they see nothing. The tape has been scratched. It's been removed. And the detective is like, I found a footprint. Maybe they left that room to their car carrying the child. I think I solved it. they're going somewhere in the sunset. And Deku's like, Dad, Mommy, what's going on? A couple minutes later, police start following Inko and Tasashi driving. And Deku's like, and Inko's like, shut up! And Deku's like, and then a police on a motorbike knocks on the window and is like, can you please pull over? Pull over! And Tasashi's still driving. Tasashi gets a shotgun and shoots the police driver. The police driver bounces off the motorbike into a car window shield. And all the cops are like, what the? Gary! Can you hear me? And Gary, the police officer, is dead. The chief is saying, Sheriff, can you please come in quicker? Call all units. Level 105 B6 code 789. The number plate is OFBMHA. Enemy avatar. Video 55. Yeah, that's the number plate. Deku screaming, and his ears have burst, and now they've just regenerated. And Deku's like, what's going on with my ears? It's like it hurt, like I was bleeding, and now the bleeding stopped, like nothing happened. But he's still crying because his parents are telling him to shut up. And that he's seen people just die in front of him at the age of 5. The main reason why they stole the baby is because they wanted to raise him as just a normal kid. They kidnapped him from his mutant parents, which they're mutants because they fused their quirks with their mutation blood, meaning that they're just mutants. And Deku is a mutant too. And Inko were like double agents for the villain, so yeah, and they stole the baby as, Deku was gonna be a very powerful member of the mutants, and the mutants were meant to make a legion around 5 years before. Meaning that the Legion were gonna be like new heroes going to defend the other heroes fighting the villains. So the villains, they kidnapped Deku as a kid and raised him. And now this is where we are. They were going to the quirk doctor and then kill him, then go away. But somebody heard the killing, so the police came. And that's how we are at this situation. So Deku's crying until from nowhere we see Endeavor land superhero slam in front of the car. And Deku's like, Endeavor! My second best hero! And Inko's like, we're busted. Hasashi, get Izuku and kill him! Hasashi gets his gun. He's trying to reload because he ran out of bullets, obviously. And Endeavor's coming closer and closer to the car. And he starts pointing the gun at Deku. And he starts crying. Boom! The car spins. The shotgun has been fired. Deku's brains have burst out. Deku's dead. And from nowhere, we saw just another villain helping out the other villains. But the other villain failed from helping. He actually just made a whole new mess. Hasashi and Inko are dead. So as Izuku. But wait. Endeavor punches the villain, does all his fire attacks, burning the other villain alive, but still saving the guy, even though heroes don't kill and all that. Endeavor opens the door of the car. He sees a burnt up kid, but with his brains out. And then the body starts twitching. Skin starts rebuilding cells and cells and cells very fast. And Endeavor's like, what the heck is wrong with that kid? Deku's bones starts breaking back to its old form. His leg was dislocated, like his leg was up his head, and so from nowhere it snaps to his chest, back to his leg, and it's just reattaching itself. His whole arms, his legs, his body. His ribs start making weird cracks and then become silent because they're now fixed. Deku is bleeding. His blood absorbs back into his body in his veins. He opens his eyes. He takes a huge gasp. Endeavor is like, what the? That's remarkable, kid. Get out of the car before it burns out. Then I need to stop saying Aizawa is Endeavor. Endeavor absorbs all the chemicals because they are all fireable and all that. So yeah, Deku goes to social services. And the social services are like, kid, are you alright? Need some water? Food? Deku's like, no thanks. Endeavor wants to adopt Deku, and Deku refuses, as he's seen what Endeavor has done in the past, and people have made claims that he does drugs and hit his kids, but none of them have said it's true or anything, or it's been confirmed. It's only just rumors, and Deku doesn't want that. So Deku gets adopted by a random woman, just a nice, kind person, and Deku just calls her mom now. For the past 10 years later, Deku learns about his powers, and he learns that he's got these sharp claws and he can regenerate. He's much more faster than other kids. He's around 250 times much more faster than them. Bakugo, he was his best friend until Bakugo became a jerk. And so did Deku, but Deku didn't go out and just start bullying people. Deku stayed as his normal self, but kept it cool and kept it dark. Like, if you mess with him, he will beat you up. And Bakugo and Deku, they've been in lots of fights. And always one comes on top, and that's Deku. Deku just knows when to just beat the shit out of somebody, and that shit was Bakugo. But aside from that, we can continue from the story. So, Deku is just walking to school until he hears screaming from back alley. Deku's like, hello? Does anybody need help? And Deku at this point, he feels like he's invincible. He can't die, he can't get really hurt. And he's got claws, so he can just stab somebody and just get away with it because it's his quirk and he can't do anything about it. And he goes to the back alley and he sees Toga about to get raped by these teenagers, like these 19-year-olds. And Deku says, "Hey, leave her alone." And the teenager's like, "Ha, who's this around 12-year-old telling me what to do?" And Deku says, "I'm 15, by the way. Look around 16. And the guy's like, "Hey, I'm around 19. Yo, shut up, kid. Know your facts. Go back to school, you dimbo." And who are you looking at? Ha. Hey, goons. Go get that son of a loser. And then one of the goons does a right hook. Deku dodges, punches the dude. Deku releases his claws and he's like, "You want some of this? You want some of this, buddy? Because I can shank you right now." And if you don't know what shank means, it's slang for "I'll stab you right now." And the goon is like, "Yeah, you're not gonna stab me. You wanna go jail?" And Deku's like, "You think I've never been to juvie before?" Deku leaps into the air and stabs the dude in the chest multiple times. Stab, 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 stab. Repeatedly. Deku rips out the guy's organs and Deku is full of blood. His school uniform was like this white polo shirt. The white polo shirt is now a red polo shirt from nowhere. Toga's like, "Don't touch me, please." And the other 19-year-old, the main guy, is like, Josh, you killed my best friend. Now I'm gonna kill you." And Josh has these like rough hand quirk, like his punches can be like the punch of a Hulk. So yeah. And so the main guy starts punching Deku. Deku gets hit into a wall. The wall gets a dent, and Deku, he's trying to recover, but his regeneration's getting a little bit slower as he's now growing up. The main, what should I call the guy? I should call him Jeffrey. I'll call him Jeffrey. Jeffrey uppercuts Deku. Deku gets uppercut into the air and collapses on the floor. Jeffrey starts punching Deku, making a freaking small dome. Deku's like, and spits out a tooth. It's like, come on, beat me. Come on, beat me in the freaking face. Come on. Kill me. Try kill me, man. Jeffrey's like, "You kill my friend, I kill you." Repeatedly beats Deku from nowhere. Jeffrey's hand turns as big as Thanos' gauntlet, and he does one more punch. Deku releases his claws, stabs Jeffrey's hand. Jeffrey screams, "Ah!" Everything goes silent. Citizens from the main street start looking in the corner. They see a kid bloody on the floor with his organs out. They see a girl who's about to get raped. They see Jeffrey, a kid with like a massive hand, get stabbed by a guy with claws on his hand. And the guy on the floor, Deku, he's got blood all over him as he's regenerating, and yeah. And the people like, "What the? Somebody call the police! Dial it right now!" And Deku's like, "Look what you made me do." Sorry, I may be late for your friend's funeral, but I have to check on that girl right there. So you might as well maybe move her away. Deku, with all his strength, picks up Jeffrey with his claws and pushes Jeffrey into a wall and starts stabbing him in the kidney, and then rips the dude's face off. And Toga's like, are you okay? And Toga's like, are you okay? You're bleeding everywhere. And Deku's like, I'm okay, but are you okay? That's my first question. Because I heard screaming and I had to come. And I got scared if somebody got hurt. And I saw what happened. It made me angry because I got anger issues. I'm not sure if it's part of my powers, but yeah. Anyway, stay safe. Don't talk to any guy, because we're all jerks. Anyway, peace. Deku walks out. He starts bumping heads with crowds. And the crowds are like, hey, where do you think you're going? And Deku's like, and who are you? And he just moves away from the crowd. Deku goes home. And he goes to his room, starts playing PlayStation, and he starts playing 2K something. And his mom opens the door. And Deku's like, Mom, what do you want? And the mom's like, honey, I'm leaving. I'm going to America. There's this business trip my job is moving to. By the end of the year, we'll probably get a mansion. Trust me. I have to take the opportunity. It's an opportunity of the lifetime. Maybe next time we could go Hollywood and we could cameo in a movie. Deku's like, Mom, what do you mean? And Inko's like, you understand, this is a game changer. And Deku's like, no. You're being selfish. You know how I am with parents not being there. I was crying as a kid, wishing that I knew my real parents. Now I don't. Because I know they're dead. They're my fake adoption one. They kidnapped me and I didn't even realize. Now you're leaving? Kind of feels like the same thing but less dramatic. And Inko's, the mom's like, I'm sorry, Isuku, but I have to. Maybe we could get Dad to come back. And Deku's like, I know it's your dream job. So that's why I'm going to say you can go, Mom. As you said, it's an opportunity of the lifetime. So I might as well let you spend it. Because life is too short. So, yeah. And the mom's like, oh, I heard something on the news that a guy with claws started killing this guy and his organs came out. And Deku's like, oh, yeah, it sounds like my power, but it could never be me. I keep my power secret. But, you know. And, honey? Deku's like, yeah? You were late to school, so you're gonna get detention. And you missed it. Meaning you're gonna get a double detention tomorrow. So, go to sleep early, and yeah. So, a couple months later, Deku is now going to school, and he's got his bag with him, and he's walking, listening to music in his ears. And he starts moonwalking into class. His teacher's like, Izuku Midoriya, you're late. Deku's like, well, hi, Mr. Farrison. I guess you're here. I really hate you, you realize that. But, who cares? By the way, has anybody told you that your breath stinks? Stinks like rotten egg. You know, like somebody had diarrhea and just shat in your mouth, you know? So, talk your shit. Ha, get it? Because you got shit in your mouth and your breath stinks like shit? Ha, you wouldn't get it. Deku sits down, puts his feet on the table, kind of like Bakugo did in the first day. And Bakugo's like, yeah, Deku's right. And Izuku's like, excuse me? What did you call me? Catch-on? And Bakugo's like, I called you Deku. And Izuku's like, you want a beating, do you? Deku reaches out his hand. A claw comes out. One claw. It's the middle claw. And he's like, you know what this means. It really means middle finger to you. Because you're really irritating me. And Bakugo's like, meet me off to school then. Meet me off to school. Deku's like, maybe by accident I may kill you. And that's gonna happen. One right hook, you're dead. Or just one jab. You're dead, as I said. And with this claw and invincibility I have, I can't lose, I guess. The teacher's like, what on earth are you guys talking about behind my backs? All of you. Oh yeah, Deku, you missed your detention. So, you're doubling it today. And Deku's like, I know, my mom told me. And Bakugo's like, ooh, your mom told you. Yeah, your mom's kind of hot. Maybe give her my number. And Bakugo gives Deku his number. And Deku rips it. Deku gets off his chair and starts punching and punching and punching and punching Bakugo. His mouth is bleeding. His nose is broken. Deku starts right hooking, left hooking, right hooking, left hooking, uppercut, jab, 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 jab. Right hook, left hook, uppercut. Boom. The Bakugo's off his seat. He's on the floor, just down there, getting beaten. Bakugo's friends are stopping Deku from beating the shit out of Bakugo again and again and again. And the teacher's like, oh my gosh, I do not get paid enough. And leaves the freaking school. The principal is like, oh my gosh. Did that teacher just leave that class? The principal goes inside the room and just sees Deku basically killing Bakugo. And the principal is like, what on earth are you guys doing? Deku's like, it's his fault. He wanted to pick a fight. And look, he picked the wrong fight. Next time, if you want to bully somebody, try your best to have a combat. If I was playing on PlayStation, I'll be doing square, circle, jump, uppercut, X. Your ass got done. I did a finish on you. Bakugo gets sent to hospital and they're doing surgery. Deku had his detention. He's now back home. He got expelled and Deku's at home. And Deku's adopted mom is like, oh my gosh. She arrives home late at night and she's like, I heard a phone call from the school that you beat up a kid for no reason. Deku's like, it wasn't for a reason. I just did it to shut him up. And the mom is like, do you know how much money I had to pay for Katsuki Bakugo's surgery, and bank details. A lot. No PlayStation for you for a whole month. And give me your phone. Deku's like, excuse me? You're not even my mom. So, first of all, you can leave. And maybe next time you can find a husband, but not online. Because that's kind of a bit annoying. And not to be rude, but weird. You're around 40, so maybe next time you get a heart seizure or something like that. So no need to panic. Just relax. That kid got a beating and he wanted it. So yeah. And he asked. Second, he asked for, young man, can't believe what's wrong with you. You've changed from my Izuku. That's where we're gonna end our series. No, our episode, I guess. And hope you guys like and subscribe. See you guys on the next Wolverine part.